My name is Bill Harris. I am a jazz pianist, aspiring, for the last approximately 40 years. And I came up learning jazz in Washington, D.C., where I lived for the better part of 20 years. In the probably late 70s, became very interested in jazz, and that has been what I've been doing ever since. I now live in Rappahannock County in Flint Hill, Virginia, with my lovely wife Stella and my dog Lance. And this is our living room / studio where I practice every morning. It's a very eclectic place, Rappahannock County, Virginia. There's a lot of artists here and really interesting people. So I guess this great room, kitchen, studio, living area makes sense in Rappahannock because it's different. I came to Rappahannock with my wife, Stella, who I met on tour. That was the beginning of 1999. We built and opened a dental clinic after we got married in 2004. There was no resident dentist in all of Rappahannock County, and she has a very, very good, loyal following now. I have a concert coming up October 21st at 8 p.m. at the theater in Little Washington, or they call it the Little Washington Theater, I believe now. And it's going to be an all Cole Porter program. And I have selected 25 of Cole Porter's compositions, music and lyrics. I'm not going to sing every tune, but I'm going to sing a lot of them. I think many of Cole Porter's melodies and harmonies stand alone by themselves, like Love for Sale. As an instrumental, it's spectacular. And then when you add all the lyrics and all the drama and everything with it, it makes it spectacular. And so many of his lyrics are just incredible little poetic, witty collections. Appetizing young love for sale. If you want to buy my wares, follow me and climb the stairs. Love for sale. Love for sale. All I ever wanted to be was a jazz pianist before. And after I started experimenting with singing again and took some lessons so I could do it a little better, the enormous positive response I got from people. And then I would start to tell some anecdotes about the composer. And more people, dozens and dozens, would say, you should talk more, because people love to hear the anecdotes and stories about just the tunes and the composers, in addition to hearing the lyrics. So it's becoming apparent for the last third of my life, presuming I live 30 more years, that I should share what I have learned and become more of an educator and preservationist for the Great American Songbook. It's become my mission of sorts now. I need to do it. When I studied piano, the first thing I studied was Bach. And I could argue that all modern Western music, all of it, comes right out of Johann Sebastian Bach and other composers of that era. But he was probably the grandest, the most prolific and monstrous musician of that era. And Mozart came out of Bach, and Beethoven came out of Mozart, and then all those other great composers. My other favorites would be Frédéric Chopin, Franz Liszt, Johannes Brahms. The emotion of music, a melody, and then embellished with harmony or implied harmony, creates tension and release. And that tension and release is emotional. So it tension and then release, the breath. And there's a Bach prelude that I love to quote. And this just this one ending phrase of this prelude has all of this harmony and tension and release in it. Now, that had just a bass note with the fifth, but it had all these other chords, so it implied a diminished chord, which creates tension. It also implied the fifth, which you could say, okay, that's a 7 chord, but now it has a flat 9. So Bach is doing this. So he was doing the second chord as a minor flat 5, and then the 5 chord is a flat 9. And now this is Bach. Now it's back to the 1, but it's suspended. Now, those chords right there, it's 1, 2, 4, and 5. That's the blues skull comes out of that. I mean, if you play a minor blues.